In this video, I'm going to show you a great and ideal team centered around Feraligatr. The middle choice of starters for Pokemon Crystal first, then for Pokemon Gold and Silver next. This team will feature 6 Pokemon that'll help Feraligatr defeat all the major challenges within Johto and the revisit of Kanto. Now there's a handful of rules we must follow for this team. No trade evolutions, no time machine Pokemon, no version exclusives unless they're in more than one game, no evolving or getting moves via the time machine. Though hidden power is okay to get, you'll have to edit your Pokemon using PK Hex. So now that I explained the rules, how about we jump right into this challenge? Before we begin the list, I should point out that we need temporary Pokemon to help the journey a lot still. We'll catch a flying type to help us fly before getting our main flying type, as well as counter our rival starter until we get a fire type, and we'll also get a grass type to help cut trees down, which will be especially helpful in Kanto. Those Pokemon will help us build our team and to get across challenges our main team isn't able to. Beginning the main list for Crystal, we have our starter, Feraligatr. One thing that makes Feraligatr great is because of its great stats and moves. Hits hard and has high HP and defense. Feraligatr being a water type helps it do decently against the first 2 gyms, but it won't do great against Sprout Tower. The way to get Feraligatr is simple. Soon after you start the game and head to Elm's lab, choose the Pokeball containing Totodile. Then during your journey, you can train Totodile up to level 18 to evolve into Croconaw, then train again to level 30 to evolve into Feraligatr. A great moveset for Feraligatr would be Slash, does good damage and has a high critical hit rate, Headbutt to do good damage and flinch opponents sometimes, Surf is its go-to move, hits hard against Fire, Rock, and Ground types, and Ice Beam is coverage to make Grass, Flying, and Dragon types less problematic to deal with. Feraligatr will do okay against Faulkner, Bugsy, and Morty, but do best against Jasmine Steelix, Price's Piloswine, Cleric-Sept Kingdra, Will Xatu and Exeggutor, Koga's Crobat, Bruno's Onix, Karen's Vileplume, Murkrow and Houndoom, Lance-Sept Gyarados, Brock's Ground types, Erica, Janine's Crobat, Blaine, Blue's Pidgeot, Rhydon, Exeggutor, and Arcanine, Silver's Sneasel, Crobat, and Meganium, Team Rocket's Vileplume, Murkrow, and Houndoom line, and Red's Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. Up next we have the Metallic Walnut Bug, Forretress. What makes Forretress great is its typing of Bug Steel. Again, one of the first steel types to exist, but a great one that's only weak to fire. I know it's tedious to capture Pineco since it blows up often, but if you're patient enough, it'll be a great steel type for any team due to its great physical defense. Like I just said, the way to get Forretress is kinda tricky. You should try headbutting trees in Ilex Forest to eventually get Pineco, then train up Pineco to level 31 to get Forretress. A great moveset for Forretress would be Double Edge, does great damage despite the high recoil, Self-Destruct being helpful against some targets that Forretress can't easily defeat, Hidden Power Bug is a go-to move, hits very hard against Grass, Psychic, and Dark types, and Spikes is another go-to move, chipping away most opponents' health in a small bit when they switch in. Forretress will do best against Will-Xept Xatu, Karen's Umbreon, Misty Starmie, Erica, Sabrina, Blue Psychic types, Silver Sneasel, Alakazam, and Meganium, Team Rocket's Raticate and Vileplume line and Murkrow, and Red's Espeon and Snorlax. Next on the list we have the Egg Tree tank from earlier, Exeggutor. Due to Fire, Bug, and Poison types getting buffed in Gen 2, Grass gained a bad rep in Johto. However, Exeggutor is a lot better than many might think due to its high physical defense and great special attack. The way to get Exeggutor is kinda tricky like before. After you get the TM for Headbutt from Ilex Force, head to Route 34 and headbutt trees to eventually find Execute. Then get Picnic Regina's phone number and you'll get the Leaf Stone you'll need to get Exeggutor. Like before, a great moveset for Exeggutor will be Confusion, again has decent damage output and good power points. Psychic is its go-to move, hits very hard against fighting and poison types. Giga Drain is a helpful move, regaining lost HP while inflicting damage. And Leech Seed is another go-to move, also replenishing lost HP while chipping away at opponents. Exeggutor will do okay against Whitney, but do best against Morty, Chuck, Price, Will Slowbro, Koga-Xept Forretress, Bruno, Karen's Poison types, Brock, Misty, Erica's Victory Bell, Janine, Blue's Rhydon, Silver's Gengar, and Team Rocket's Vileplume and Weezing lines. Up next we have the mystifying Canine, Arcanine. What makes Arcanine great is that it has equally rounded stats that are very high, making Arcanine a formidable doggo. Arcanine's also great because it's a fire type, powerful against most opponents within Johto in the revisit of Kanto. The way to get Arcanine is kinda simple. Once you make it to Route 37, search through the grass to find Growlithe and try your best not to let it roar at you. Then get Schoolboy Allen's phone number and you'll get the Firestone you'll need to get Arcanine. A great moveset for Arcanine will be Flame Wheel, does good damage and has high power points. Flamethrower is its go-to move, hitting Grass, Bug, Ice, and Steel types very hard. Hidden Power Electric is coverage to make Water and Flying types less annoying. And Attract is a support move, making the foe unable to attack sometimes. And also more helpful for Arcanine since it has a 50% chance to be male or female, unlike Typhlosion. Arcanine will do good against Morty using Bite, but do best against Jasmine, Price's Piloswine, Will, Koga's Bug types, Kayron's Vileplume and Murkrow, Lance's Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and Charizard, Misty's Golduck and Starmie, Lieutenant Surge's Magneton, Erica, Janine's Bug types, Blue's Pidgeot, Gyarados, and Exeggutor, Silver's Sneasel, Crobat, Magneton, and Meganium, Team Rocket's Vileplume and Murkrow, and Red's Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. Next on the list we have the Rough Tumble Roller, Donphan. Might be a bit late to get, but what makes Donphan worthwhile is that it has great HP, as well as huge attack and defense. The way to get Donphan is simple. Once you make it to Route 45, get into the tall grass and capture Phanpy. Then train up Phanpy to level 25 to evolve into Donphan. A good moveset for Donphan would be Return, does great damage if you built up its friendship a lot. Sandstorm is a support move to make bulky targets less annoying to deal with. Earthquake is its go-to move, helping Donphan hit hard against Fire, Electric, Poison, Rock, and Steel types. And Hidden Power Ground is backup in case Donphan runs out of Earthquake, the closest thing to an additional ground move Donphan can get. Donphan will do best against Koga's Muck, Kayron's Umbreon, Gengar, and Houndoom, Lieutenant Surge, Janine's Weezing, Blaine, Blue's Arcanine, Silver's Sneasel, Magneton, and Gengar, and Red's Pikachu and Snorlax. Last on the list and returning from the ideal team of Kanto, we have the triple-headed bird, Dodrio. Might be another late addition to the team, but what makes Dodrio good is that it has high attack and speed. It's still effective at defeating many opponents in the Kanto revisit. The way to get Dodrio is simple. When you cross the Johto Kanto waterfall and make it to Route 26, head into the tall grass and capture Doduo. Then train it up and it'll almost instantly evolve into Dodrio at level 31. A good moveset for Dodrio would be very similar to what it had in Gen 1, but with some differences to match Gen 2. Drill Peck is its go-to move, hitting hard against Grass, Bug, and Fighting types. Fly is backup in case you run out of power points on Drill Peck, also Fly being great for traveling to towns you've been to before. Tri-Attack is a same type move, doing good damage while having a 20% chance to either burn, paralyze, or freeze the target. And Protect is support to evade enemy attacks to keep Dodrio alive longer. Dodrio will do decent against Will, but do best against Koga's Bug types except Fortress, Bruno's Fighting types, Kayron's Vileplume, Erica, Janine's Bug types, Sabrina, Blue's Psychic types, Silver's Sneasel, Alakazam, and Meganium, and Red's Espeon and Venusaur. So now that we got the ideal team for Feraligatr done in Crystal version, let's do a brief rundown of what the ideal team of Gold and Silver for Feraligatr would be like. Unlike Typhlosion from earlier, Feraligatr will have a slightly different coverage move in Ice Punch since Ice Beam won't be available at all in Gold and Silver. Also, just like earlier, we'll have 5 new replacements to best fit Gold and Silver. Blossom again does similar to Exeggutor, but instead with a better type in Pure Grass. Getting the Sunstone still isn't easy, but it's possible if you win first prize at the bug catching contest. Like earlier, a good move for Blossom would be Petal Dance, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Moonlight. Ampharos does similar to Arcanine, albeit with a totally different type in Pure Electric. A good moveset for Ampharos would be Thunder Punch, Hidden Power Electric, Fire Punch, and Thunder Wave. Didn't go for Thunder because it's highly inaccurate. Kadabra does similar to Exeggutor, but instead with a better type in Pure Psychic. A good moveset for Kadabra would be Psybeam, Psychic, Toxic, and Protect. Crobat does similar to Dodrio, but with a slightly worse type in Poison Flying since Psychic is still common. A good moveset for Crobat would be Wing Attack, Fly, Return, and Haze. Since Crobat requires high friendship to evolve, Return works perfectly for it. And Rhydon does similar to Donphan but with slightly higher HP, attack, and defense, as well as a bigger weakness to water and grass moves. A good moveset for Rhydon would be Stomp, Sandstorm, Earthquake, and Dig. This time I gave Rhydon Dig since it has much higher attack than any ground type on this list. Finally, we finished the ideal team for Feraligatr in Crystal, Gold, and Silver respectively. Johto might have far more Pokemon and moves to choose from, but it's surprisingly limited due to most good moves being restricted to the Time Machine or being primarily gained in Crystal version. Also, it's unfair that most necessary evolution items are limited to the post-game in Gold and Silver, making Crystal the superior version of the Gen 2 games to play. But now that I've finished covering a team for the middle choice of starters, Feraligatr, I'll cover a team centered around Meganium, the worst choice of starters for Johto. Grass types had a rough hand dealt to them in Johto, but Meganium stands above most of them due to its good to great stats. Hey look, that's all I got for now. If you enjoyed the ideal team for Feraligatr Johto, please leave a like or comment telling me what you enjoyed the most about this video. Until next time, have a good day.